Hello, I'm Sammy Berk of New World Cartographic, and I think it's in order to wish everyone a Happy New Year since it's January 3rd, 2020, so not too late, I suppose. In any case, we're making this video to feature another one of our upcoming new listings in our newsletter that we'll be releasing very soon. The map we're going to be talking about today is both a pictorial map and a bird's eye view map. It highlights a famous railroad and a national park. The map itself, which we have right here, is entitled Recreational Map of Glacier National Parks, Waterton Lakes, and Alberta, Canada. The map was made by Joe Scheuerle, who can be found at the very bottom. He's just outside a half circle of Native Americans honoring the Recreational National Park. The map was made in 1925 out of St. Paul, Minnesota. And it was made to promote Glacier National Park and tourism there via the Great Northern Railway. The Great Northern Railway ran from St. Paul, Minnesota to Seattle, Washington. It was established in 1889 by James Hill, which ultimately helped promote legislation that established Glacier National Park in 1910. The map we have here is what can be referred to as a humorous pictorial map and a bird's eye view. But more importantly, the pictorial map, the pictorial style, and the time that it came from, which would be in the mid-20s, really places this map at the dawn of this new style, which would soon dominate much of the map making that would come out of the 20th century. The pictorial style would be used for persuasive measures. It would be used to promote tourism, such as this map. It would be used for political propaganda, but it really became an effective tool and eventually would bring out the works of very famous artists that we know today, such as Joe Mora, Miguel Covarrubias, Lucien Boucher, and many others alike. Now, this map is humorous in style in several ways. One instance is it's the way it depicts grizzly bears in a very anthropomorphic style, acting as with human-like behaviors. Here we see a pair of grizzly bears looking at a monument of John Stevens. Here we have another pair of grizzly bears on a hike into the woods with full camping gear. And then we have some others acting as bears, but in a fun style, scaring some tourists away. Now, the map also, as with many other maps of the era, does have some features which we would now deem as politically incorrect. One can be seen here, and in a couple other places, with the natives essentially acting as participants or working for white travelers and helping them basically enjoy the park with their recreational activities. Here we see one native acting as a backstop for bowling pins on a bowling green. And in another instance, we have a native working as a caddy for wealthy white American golfers. Now, aside from the humorous style, the map does show many important features. Many lakes, Lake McDonald, Lake St. Mary with a ferry boat. There's a dam over here, a couple other lakes, including Waterton Lake, which is now which was then and still is in Alberta, Canada. And you actually have the boundary line between the United States and Alberta, Canada, with some other mountains off in the distance. Probably one of my favorite cartographic features can be found with the depiction of this bear pouring 3 bottles of what can be booze or wine off of Triple Mountain Divide. Triple Divide Peak is essentially an 8,000-foot peak that's located in the Lewis Range and within Glacier National Park, in which water running off the peak will either flow, depending on the side of which it's on, to the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic, or the Pacific. So it's just a really fun map that shows us a lot of the great natural features of Glacier National Park, as well as the recreational opportunities for travelers, with little areas of humor all throughout. Here we see some ghosts ice skating on Sperry Glacier. You can see this map on our website at www.nwcartographic.com. It'll be in our new listings page as well as other areas throughout the website. You can also see it by visiting our gallery in the Pilsen neighborhood of Chicago.